Okay, Stacey, the stream is live now, and you're the host back again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here comes our class. Good morning, everyone. You're just coming in. Welcome.
Morning. Good morning.
We're up to 17. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
More people continue to come in to our class, and I see some of my familiar faces and some new faces. Welcome, everyone. So glad you're here this morning. Boy, everybody must have their alarm clock set right on time because you are almost simultaneously coming in and entering. So fantastic. We are up to 29 participants already. Up to 32. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lois.
Good morning.
Wow, we are really filling up. The class is getting full. Lots of people coming in this morning. As a reminder, today's class is a seated weight training class. So today would be the day that you're going to want to have a set of light weights handy. I have 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pounds, and even some 5 pounds that I might add in today just for myself. The weights that you use are what is comfortable for you, as well as what your personal fitness goals are. And so everyone knows we have Max with us this morning from the Get Set Up team. Max is here to provide any type of technical assistance that you might need connecting or with your sound or your video. So you can reach out to Max in the chat if you need some additional help. And as a reminder to everyone, I will be, or Max will be making sure that you are all muted during the class so that there are no distracting background sounds, because we are live on the website and the class is being recorded if you want to request a copy of the recording later. So we don't want any of your personal chat or sounds from your home getting into the recording or the live stream. One other reminder this morning before we start, and that is that one of the modifications I provide in my weight training class is the use of pillows. So if you have some bed pillows or throw pillows that you might want to try when I reference the use of pillows, you can get them now. And please also have your water handy. And I think that's everything. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and share my beginning slides, my get set up slides, so that we can go ahead and get started. Taking a bit of time loading this morning. There we go. Maybe. Oh, I had a hard time with the internet this morning. Oh, come on, slides. There we go. There we go. So good morning and welcome. Today's class for morning fitness is seated strength training. And as I mentioned before, we will be using a set of light weights today in our exercises. I am your guide. If you haven't met me before or taken one of my classes, my name is Stacy. I am from the Keystone State of Pennsylvania, and I come with a master's degree in counseling psychology, which I've used in the school systems for many years prior to my retirement. And now I see just a very limited amount of counseling clients in a very small private practice. But I've been teaching fitness since the mid-1980s. So that's really what you want to know, because that's what I'm providing for you this morning. And you want to know how it is that I come to be able to talk to you about fitness. And it's through my own experiences, the training that I've had through all these years, and experimentation with myself and other adults and seeing what works and what doesn't. And I absolutely love connecting with other adults who are interested in improving their health and fitness and overall wellness. And I love answering questions too. So if you have some questions for me and you want to put them in the chat, know that I do, although I can't do it during class because I'm over there and I can't see the chat, but after class, I get a transcript of the chat. So I'm able to answer your questions in another class. Typically, I will address questions in a following class. So be sure to share if you have some questions. Get Set Up is an educational platform that helps you learn useful things from other adults just like yourself so that we can do wonderful things together. And we do learn from each other. So ideally, we can see you and your cameras are on, because I absolutely love when I am across the room and I can look out and I see you all out here moving with me. I love that. If you're joining by the live stream on our website, welcome. We're so glad to have you. But do know that the best way to actually fully participate and join us is to register for a class. And that way you'll get the email after class. You'll have the opportunity to provide feedback. And Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products or services that I might talk about, discuss, or demonstrate during my classes. Please be sure to check with your doctor prior to beginning any new exercise program, especially if you have health conditions, if you take any medications, or if you are recovering from any type of injury or surgery. And if your doctor has given you any specific recommendations, restrictions, or limitations regarding exercise intensity or range of motion, Please follow your doctor's recommendations, not anything, again, that I show or demonstrate during my class. And I'm going to go ahead and spotlight my own self here so that you can see me. There's my setup with my chair. I have my cushions ready nearby. I have my water bottle over here, and I have my set of weights ready to go. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to grab an extra set of 5s today because I'm going to add some 5s, I think, when we do some of the biceps work. So let's talk about position and posture. You want to be seated about midpoint from the back of the chair to the front edge, with your hips firmly planted, both sides down, thighs going directly forward out of your hip sockets, and your knees bent at a 90-degree angle, and your feet firmly on the floor, facing forward, knees over the toes. Sitting up nice and tall, access this space here between your hips, the top of your hip bones, and the bottom of your rib cage. In that area, you want to make sure you're lifted and that those muscles are holding firm. That's your abdominal core, and you are bracing those muscles as we work. That supports your back, and you want to make sure that your muscles right through there are controlling your movement. So let's take a nice big inhale, reaching up tall. Here's where you really can feel that space between the ribs and the hips. And exhale. One more time, let's inhale up. During our exercises today, I want you to breathe normally, naturally, and with a regular rate and rhythm. We're not going to do any specific breathing with our weight training because really we're using light weights, and the specified breathing that you see weightlifters do is when they're lifting very heavy. Inhale. Go at your normal pace. Feel free to take breaks if you need to. One more time, let's inhale up, hinge forward from the hips, rolling forward with your back, flat back, leaning over your thighs. If you're able to reach down over your legs, do so. And finally, release your head, neck, and shoulders so that you are hanging forward. Placing your hands on the top of the thighs, use your arms to press yourselves back up into that seated position. And let's take some head and neck range of motion exercises. So let's take your chin directly over your right shoulder as you look to that side, but keep your torso facing forward. Continue breathing. Feel your diaphragm lifted. As you are looking, you're going to feel that exercise. What's the word I'm looking for? You're going to feel that stretching right through here between your ear and the top of your shoulder. And release. Go through the looking forward position and directly over to left side. Chin over that left shoulder. Feel that stretch right along here. And facing forward. Let's do a head tilt. Ear to the shoulder with a head tilt. You are facing forward. And now you're feeling that stretch in a different way along the opposite side of your neck. And back up to the vertical position and down on the other side. And release. I want you to just lean forward with a flat back and support your upper body with your forearms across your thighs. We're going to do a little bit of warming up and lubricating the shoulder joints. This class is heavy on upper back and shoulder work. That's a very important part of maintaining good posture as we age, or any time of our life for that matter. But because we're going to do so much shoulder work with weights, I want you to make sure your shoulders are lubricated and ready to do that. So we're going to do that with just an exercise where we take one arm and allow it to dangle freely. We're letting gravity do the work here. Your arm is dangling, and we're going to just imagine that we are drawing little circles on the floor. Start in one rotation. I'm actually, my circles are counterclockwise right now. So my little circles that I'm drawing are going out and away from my leg or my body. And I'm making little circles the size of a quarter. And then I'm going to gradually increase those circles to the size of an orange, taking this at whatever pace is comfortable for you, taking it larger now to the size of a basketball, and finally to the size of a beach ball. And again, we're just working with gravity here. And in this large circle, let's reverse direction. So now my circles are now clockwise. And I'm going to do 5 in each position at whatever pace is good for you. Bringing it smaller now to the size of a basketball. And then smaller to the size of an orange. And finally, those little tiny circles that are just the size of a quarter. And let's take that arm and take the other arm now and allow it to simply dangle with gravity. And let's start with our circles, starting small, the size of a quarter. Working with gravity here. And getting a little bit larger, draw those circles the size of an orange. And now the size of a basketball. And bigger to the size of a beach ball. And after 5 in this direction, I want you to just reverse directions, starting with that large size, drawing that circle, and then gradually bringing it in smaller. The size of a beach ball, down to the size of a basketball, and then to the size of an orange, and then to the size of a quarter. If you struggle with any shoulder difficulties, this is a great exercise that you could do every day just to work on lubricating that joint and to begin to feel if there are any sticking points and to work through them by reducing the range of motion and making your circles more slowly. Okay, never forcing. Let's take a nice inhale up and release. And we're going to do some shoulder circles right here by lifting your shoulder up toward your ear, around to the back and down. Up, around, and down. Just let your arms hang with gravity and feel whether you can make this movement smoothly or if there are some parts that are difficult for you. Reverse directions. Focus on making this a smooth circle. If it sticks for you, grinds, crunches, or makes noise, make it smaller. You don't want to aggravate any type of injury. And relax. Let's take our arms out in front, and I want you to take your palms up this way, and we're going to just work our wrists just a little bit because we're going to be using them. So pinkies down on a tilt, and then thumbs down. Pinkies down, thumbs down, pinkies down, thumbs down, pinkies down, and thumbs down. Great. Let's take some arms up in the goalpost position, and we're just going to do some little rotation with the upper arm. So taking your palms down gently and bringing them back up, palms down, back up, palms down, lift, down and up, down and lift. 2 more. Last one. All right, we're going to start now with exercising for our back. And our position is going to start all the way in our hinged forward position. And I want you to take whatever weights are comfortable for you. Working the muscles of the entire back. I'm going to actually start with 5s today. So I'm taking my weights up just a little bit heavier than usual. Really trying to put some effort in and strengthening the muscles in my back. But you stay where you're comfortable. So we start in this position. We are hinged forward. And we're going to just grab onto those weights right here. And we're going to lift into the upright position and then return back down. So this is the exercise right here. Up and return. Lift and let's lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift 1 and lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift 1, lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift 1 and lower. 1, 2, 3. 4 more. Lift up, lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift, lower. 1, 2, 3. Lift. 2 more and lower. 1, 2, 3 and lift. Let's lower. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do up for 2 and down for 2. And remember, you can modify this by using a lighter weight or using no weights at all, or making your lift a very small range of motion. If you're not able to reach all the way to the floor and sit all the way up into the upright position, just do what you can. All of it is working to strengthen your back. So we're going to go up for 2 and down for 2, and we're going to do 8 repetitions. Up, 2, and down. For 2, lift, up, 1, 2, and down. Lift up and down. Lift up and down. 4 more. Up for 2 and down. Up for 2 and down. Last 2 and down. Here's the last one. I hope I counted right. Up and down. And now we're going to do a set of 8 where we lift for 3 counts and lower more quickly. So that's up, 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 1, 2, 3, and down. 4 more. 2, 3, and down. And 3, 2, 3, and down. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, and down. Last 1, 2, 3, and down. Great job. I'm going to put my 5s aside, and grab my threes. And here's where you can use the pillows. So we're going to do some shoulder work, and we want to be on an angle. So in the gym, we would use an incline board, and we would be in this position without any stress or strain on our back. Our body would be sort of at a 45-degree angle. And in this position, you can do a lot of really good shoulder work. So to simulate that in a chair without putting stress and strain on your back, I like to use these pillows. So we're at this angle right here, and I can just kind of rest here, and I don't have to use the muscles of my back for this. And I'm going to grab my 3-pound weights. I'm going to hold them down here by my side, wherever I can reach, and I'm going to lift them straight up to the side and down. So in the upright position, they're right here, straight out from my shoulders. I keep my elbows ever so slightly bent because that takes the extra stress and strain off of your elbows. So lift and lower, 2, 3. Lift 1 and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift, lower, 1, 2, 3. Bring it up and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift and lower, 1, 2, 3. Lift on 1 and lower, 1, 2, 3. 2 more, up and lower, 1, 2, 3. Here's the last one, and lower, 1, 2, 3. Let's lift up for 2 and down for 2, right here. Up, 1, 2, and down. Now you can modify this with bent elbows, lifting up and down, or lighter weights, or no weights. And up and down, lift up and down. 2 more, and down. Last one, and down. We're going to lift slowly up for 3 and down for 1 count. 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift 1, 2, 3, and down. 4 more. And 3 more. 2, 3, and down. 2 more. And here's the last one. Up, 2, 3, and down. Nice and slow. Great job. We're going to stay in this bent over position. I'm taking my weights down a little bit more. The next exercise that we're doing, we're going to lift to the front and down. This exercise could put more stress and strain on your back, so make sure you're leaning into those pillows and take a lighter weight if you need to. So I'm down to 2s right now. I'm going to readjust so I can make sure that I'm leaning because I don't want to stress my back. But I'm going to lift up and lower 1, 2, 3. And remember, modify by bending your elbows. 2, 3. Lift up and lower 1, 2, 3. Lift up and lower 1, 2, 3. Remember to hold your weights gently, not squeezing. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Up for 2 and down for 2. Let's do a set of 8. Up and down. Try to make sure that your neck is relaxed as you're doing this. And down. Lift up and down. Up and down. 2 more. Down. Last one. And down. And we're going to do one set where we lift for 3. Keep adjusting here. My pillows are sliding. We're going to lift for 3 and lower quickly for 1 count. So lift 1, 2, 3 and lower. Lift 2, 3 and lower. Lift 2, 3 and lower. Lift 2, 3 and down. 4 more. Relax your shoulders and your neck. Hold those weights gently. Make sure you're breathing. Here comes the very last one. Make it count. And down. Excellent. All right, we're going to do, the rest of our workout is going to be upright. So you can put those pillows aside. I hope they helped you. And grab some water if you need to. Make sure you're drinking along with me every 10 to 15 minutes during a workout or more if you're thirsty. Allow your body to give you those prompts and listen to them when when your body is telling you that you're thirsty. Be sure that you drink. All right, let's do some biceps curls. I'm going to go back to my 5s for biceps curls, and I'm going to sit forward in my chair so that I have a good range of motion. I start with my weights down here by my hips, and I'm going to lift them up to my shoulders, keeping my elbows tight by my waist. My torso is upright, and I'm lifting on 1 and lower 1, 2, 3. We will do our 3 sets of 8 with varying counts. So lift and lower 2, 3. Up on 1, lower 2, 3, and down. Lift up, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift up and lower 1, 2, 3. 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 3 more. Hold the weights gently. Sit up nice and tall. Make sure you're breathing. And the last one, right here. And then we're going to go up for 2 and down for 2. Up, 1, 2, and down for 2. Keeping that rhythm smooth, staying in control of the weights, both on the lift part of the cycle and on the return part of the cycle. Lifting and releasing the weight, but keeping control. And down for 2. 2 more, right here. Last one. And now we're going to lift for 3 counts and then lower more quickly. So up, 1, 2, 3, and down. Lift up, 2, 3, and down. Lift up, 2, 3, and down. Lift, 2, 3, and down. 4 more. And 3 more. 2 more. And here's the last one. Great. Exchange your weights if you need to. I'm going to go down to 3s. We're going to do overhead presses. So that's where we start with the weights at our shoulder, and we're going to just press overhead, alternating one and then the other. Up, overhead, and return. Up and return. We're going to do a set of 8 of these right and left. I want you to find your own pace and your own rhythm. We're not going to do our counts for this exercise. Just take it up and return. Make sure you're in control on the lift and the lowering part of the repetition. And back. Lifting, return, lift and return. 4 more, right and left. 3 more, sitting nice and tall. 2 more. Last one. And we're going to do one set of biceps curls and press overhead, return, and down. So we start here at hip level. Do a biceps curl, bringing the weights up to your shoulders, elbows tight by your sides, and gently press up overhead, return to the shoulders, and back to the hips. Up, press, return, and down. Up, keeping it nice and slow. Keep that rhythm smooth and in control, but find your own pace. You may go slower than I'm demonstrating. I wouldn't recommend going too fast. One of the secrets to successful weight training without injury is to keep the movements smooth, slow, and in control. Here's the last one. Up, back, and down. If you need to take lighter weights, we're going to take some arms to the side and lift up overhead. We're just going to do one set of 8 of these. I'm still with 3 pounds. You use what works for you. We start with our palms facing upward. And again, I'm holding those weights gently and my elbows are slightly bent. Modify by bringing the elbows in smaller, closer to the body, and just taking that exercise by lifting the weights up overhead and return. If you want to use a little bit more energy and you're feeling strong today, extend your arms further out to the side, but don't lock your elbows. So lift and return. Keep that neck nice and long. Make sure that you can feel space between your ears and the top of your shoulders. Make sure that both the lifting and the lowering of the weights, that you have control. Think about those shoulders muscles that you're using. Sit nice and tall, diaphragm is lifted, and your breathing is a normal rate and rhythm. Lift. Let's hold right here to the side and bring your weights in front of you. And again, modify with a bent elbow. We're just going to do one set of 8. Modify by taking a lighter weight or no weights at all. I can tell you, these 3s, they're giving me a rough time this morning. I can definitely feel my shoulders are burning. I'm okay with that. I know what my shoulders can handle and I don't have an injury. Knock on wood. 4 more. And 3 more. But it's really about knowing your own body. 2 more. Last one. You notice that I bent my elbows more and more as I needed to modify to finish those last few exercises. Now we're going to take the weights down by our hips right here and pull up under your armpits. Allow those elbows to go nice and high. Sit with your chest lifted. Diaphragm is raised up. Shoulders are down and relaxed. Lift and lower. 8 more. And 7. Make sure you have control on the lowering. Lift and lower in control. Lift and lower. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And last one. And release. Take a lighter weight if you have them or no weights. We're going to do some diagonal work across the body. So we'll be with our weight up here and down and across. We do this in the Monday core training class without weights. So today, with the slight addition of weights, we're going to be working all parts of our shoulder. So you want to be sure that you're taking this easy at first. This is a new exercise for the seated weight class. The diagonal work is new. So we're going to start with one hand and weight just resting on the thigh. And the other one is up in the goalpost position with the elbow bent and the weight lifted right here beside your head. And keeping the elbow bent, we're going to just rotate the arm so that the forearm goes across the body and the weight winds up right here next to your hip. So it's lift right here, lower and return, cross body down and back up. And we're just doing one set of 8. We've done 2 already. How about that? Feel this completely different movement. I know you're feeling this in a different area of your shoulder and your back. All these exercises that work our shoulders also work the upper and most likely the mid back. So this is good to counteract the postural deficiencies that occur over time from the things that we do naturally, from reading, working on the computer, looking at a phone, and even driving, and ladies carrying a purse. All of those things work against good posture. So we work hard to counteract that in my classes. I think we've done more than 8, but let's just do one more to make sure. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Remember, modify with a lighter weight or no weight. Be sure you're holding your weight gently. Arm starts in the goalpost position, palm is facing forward, cross body down to the hip and back up to the side. Cross body down, up to the side, down and up, taking it across, back up. This is number 4. You're sitting up nice and tall. And you're breathing and lift. And 4 more. And 3. 2 more. Last one. And release. Great job. Let's see, we've done these pulls. How about if we start with our arms in front and do a pull directly back, as if you're holding onto a rope and you're pulling it straight back toward your chest. But we're keeping the weight, starting with the weight out in front, palms are down, and when you pull it back, it winds up right here by your armpit and forward. And we're doing 8 sets of right and left, and we've done 2. So we have 6 more. Nice and lifted. Keeping that breathing rhythm smooth and control. Making sure that your weight is in control on the pull back and the press forward. 4 more right and left. And 3 more. 2 more. We have 1 more right and left to go. And back. Great. Now we're going to do a little bit of leg work, and we're going to use just having the weights resting right above the knees. So the first exercise we're going to do is just a heel tap forward, alternating right and left, feeling that extra weight on your leg. It's going to be working a little bit through your hips as you just extend your heel forward and return it to the seated position. Heel forward and back, heel forward and back, heel forward and back, heel forward and back. Sitting up nice and tall, 4 more right and left. 2 more. And last one, right and left. And now let's do just some very gentle marching. So if you're able to lift your foot off the floor and clear it completely, that's all we're trying to do here. This is not a high knee lift, just a very gentle lift. And if you can't clear your foot from the floor, just lift your heel, because that extra weight on your thigh is challenging you. So whatever little small lift you are able to manage this morning is great. And that's where you are. Remember, you're not in competition with anybody else, just your own abilities. Every day you get stronger. Every day you can challenge yourself just a little bit more. And some days, just doing the same as you did the day before is enough of a challenge, right? And 4 more, right and left. And 3 more, right and left. 2 more, right and left. And here's the last one, right and left. And we're going to do some triceps work now. And for these exercises, I'm going to have you just lean forward and use one arm resting across your thighs, just above your knees. And we're going to take the other arm with the weight, place that weight right here by your waist, and have your elbow pushed back as tightly as you can. Your elbow should be aiming directly behind you. And then you're going to just extend the forearm and return to the waist. Extend and back. Take it out and in. My palms are facing in toward my body on this exercise. These are triceps extensions. Extend and bend. Let's do 4 more right here. 4 and 3. 2 more. And here's the last one. Let's switch sides. I'm going to turn so you can see me on this side. And again, weight starts right here by my waist with my elbow pressing back as far as I'm able to do so. And I'm leaning forward, hinging from my hips 45 degrees, and I'm using my forearm to brace myself right here. So I'm leaning into this arm. And I extend and bend, keeping my palm facing toward my body. I'm holding the weight gently, not squeezing. Breathing at a normal rate and rhythm. Take it out and in. You should be feeling this in the muscle between your elbow and your shoulder on the back of your arm. Opposite the biceps. Out and in. Out and in. 4 more. And 3. 2 more. And last one. Great. Okay, one more thing that I want to do before we start our stretching, and that is sitting upright in the chair with your arms by your side and your palms facing back. I want you to just press those weights toward the back. You see this? It's a very small movement from my hips back. And my elbows are just slightly bent so that they're not locked. And I'm squeezing my back, my shoulders together in the back as I feel my shoulder blades slide in toward my spine with this pressing back behind my body, slowly and in control. 4 more. 3. 2 more. Head nice and tall. Last one. And we're going to release the weights. Placing them on the floor, and I want you to just give yourselves a big hug. Cross one arm over on top of the other with a nice stretch through the upper back. Sitting nice and tall with your torso. Don't collapse at this point. Sitting nice and tall, feel that stretch. Release, open wide. Reach behind you, and then let's bring it across. Take the other arm on top, reaching around. Hold on to your upper arms, your shoulders, wherever you can hold for this stretch. Sitting nice and tall. Open and release. Let's do one set of our alphabet stretches, strengthening the back and the shoulders, counteracting poor posture. The alphabet stretches are Y, W, T, and L. So the Y is right here with the arms up overhead in a V, and we're going to press our arms back behind the ears. With the W, we pull the elbows back and down, holding that stretch. The T is straight out to the side, pressing back, and the L is with the forearm or with the elbows pulled into the waist and the forearms, thumbs heading toward the back. So let's start with that nice tall Y. Sitting up nice and tall, press those arms back behind your ears, opening up the chest, feeling those shoulder blades as they come together in toward your spine, correcting your posture, round shoulderedness, hunched shoulders. All of that is being corrected by this stretching and strengthening. So you're stretching across the front of your body and you're strengthening the muscles in your back. Now let's bend the elbows back and down, pulling into the W position. And extend the arms to the side in the T position right here. Sitting up nice and tall, press those arms behind you, lengthen that neck. Make sure you have space between your ears and your shoulders. And then pull the elbows in tight by your waist, thumbs heading toward the back wall, palms are up. And release. I need a little bit of water after that. I don't know about you. Stay with me as we do some breathing and have some positive affirmations to take with us on our day today. Sitting up nice and tall and comfortable in your chair. If you are comfortable closing your eyes for the breath work, feel free to do so. If not, find a gazing spot in front of you. It might be a spot on the wall, a picture, a clock, something that's just about directly in front, maybe a little bit down, that you can focus on as you begin to bring your awareness to your breath. Breathing is something that happens naturally. It happens when you're not paying attention. But once you start to become aware of your breathing, you learn that you can also control the rate and rhythm of your breath if you need to or choose to. For instance, if you struggle with anxiety, when you begin to become anxious, you may notice that your breathing becomes more rapid and quite shallow. And oftentimes I do have some anxiety, and oftentimes the first clue that I have is when my body takes a deep breath. And I'm like, oh, wow, that means I've been breathing shallow and more rapidly. And so I start to think about what that means and where that's coming from. But what you can do is you can start to focus on slowing your breathing taking your breaths a little bit more deeply and a full exhale. And as you do that and begin to bring your focus to your breathing, anxiety will sometimes lessen. And I can talk a lot more about that, but that's not the purpose of this class this morning. All I want you to do is become aware of your breathing and feel and notice how when you inhale, your breath fills from the bottom of your lungs to the top. And it's a wonderful and miraculous thing that happens in our bodies. And when you release that air back to the atmosphere, it empties from the top to the bottom. And I want you to think some positive thoughts today. Congratulate yourself for getting up and showing up to class and working out with me today. And think to yourself, I treasure my physical being. I treasure my body, my muscles, my bones, the network of blood vessels that connects all of that. I treasure how it works for me and how every day it gets a little bit stronger. And it enables me to do all these wonderful things that we talk about. I am responsible for my body. That's right. I am responsible for strengthening it, for stretching to increase my flexibility, for getting up and making myself move so that I can continue to move and do things, keeping up with friends or grandchildren, anything that you want to be able to do. My inner thoughts are serene and peaceful, and even more so because I worked out this morning. Many people find a positive influence in their moods from daily exercise, and I hope you're finding that as well. I love this one. The more you extend kindness to yourself, the more it becomes an automatic response to others. So are you being kind to your body? Are you giving it the nutrition that it deserves? Are you allowing it to move every day, stretching and strengthening your muscles? Are you giving it the water that it needs? Are you giving it the sleep that it needs? Be kind to your body each and every day, and it will be kind to you. And when you feel that kindness, you extend it to others automatically. And wouldn't it be nice if the world, all of the world, was just a kinder, gentler place to be? Well, that was crazy today. I don't usually talk that much at the end. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I'm going to come on up to the screen and share my thank you slides. So thank you once again for joining me this morning. Remember that the best way that you can thank myself and other guides that you enjoy on Get Set Up is by sharing your experience. And if you're active on social media, use the hashtag #GetSetUp or use @GetSetUp. And if you're not on social media, you can email Liz, whose beautiful picture is shown right there. Email Liz and send her pictures, photographs, ideas, your thoughts and feedback about classes. And if you're looking for some other ways to get moving, look for the Ageless Grace class and the line dancing classes. And there are some wonderful yoga classes that are also being offered, and I need to add them to my slide and tell you about them every day. My next class tomorrow is combo training. That is a class that's taught in a circuit format. So we do a little bit of cardio and a little bit of weights, and we do it in a timed manner. And then on Friday, I teach balance and flexibility, which is a standing class using the chair for support. Be on the lookout for the email that will come from Get Set Up and will contain some key takeaways from today's class, as well as highlight some other classes that might be interesting to you. And there will be a link to providing feedback. Please do spread the word about Get Set Up. Tell your friends, your family, your community. Host an interest group about something that you're passionate about. We want to know. And if you have those kind of ideas and you're interested in doing that, let us know and we'll help you set it up. Suggest a class you would like to see on Get Set Up, or maybe you'd like to teach one. And we do partner with assisted care, senior living, government, and other community organizations. And remember, you can always request a recording of today's session and share your ideas and feedback by emailing help@getsetup.io. And if you're looking for additional information about the new website, look for Marb's class, Tips and Tricks to Navigating Get Set Up's new look. And there are also new member orientations being run almost every day. So once again, I thank you so very much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Get out there and get moving. See you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're